Hello everyone, this is Providencia. Welcome to my channel. I am here to do a come cook with me video, Puerto Rican style. Now I'm sorry that I have to do a voiceover in this video. This is the first time I'm actually doing a voiceover in a video. I had to look at YouTube tutorials for me to learn how to do this part. Everyone was in the kitchen distracting me, put it like that. My kids was talking, my grandkids was running around screaming, and I said, nah, I'm just gonna record this video right here and I'm just gonna do a voiceover. And that's what I'm doing today. I do hope that you enjoy it this way because it is a little different, because I like to do videos and go with the flow, but it is what it is. I am making pastelillos, white rice, pink beans. I'm going to add a little bit of avocado, some corn, and some salad. It's simple, but it's delicious. So I do hope that you enjoyed this video, and let's go on to the video. So right here, I have a big potato. And this is going to be for the pastelillos. I am going to show you that in this video. I am peeling it. I'm going to cut this potato into small dices. But I'm going to be honest with you. I think you should do it a little bigger than the size that I did in this video. We are gonna be boiling this for at least 4 minutes. Make sure it's not no longer than that because it could get mushy and you don't want that. Stove, I have a pot of boiling water. You want to make sure that you boil your water first, and I'm adding my cube potatoes. While that is boiling for 4 minutes, I am gonna start doing my beans. And here are the ingredients. You're gonna need vegetable oil. If you don't have vegetable oil, you can use corn oil, olive oil, whatever you have on hand. I'm adding about 2 tablespoons of oil. I'm also gonna add a tablespoon of recaito. It's a culantro cooking base, like I'm reading it now. This adds great flavor to your beans. You can find this in any Spanish supermarket. I forgot to mention that when you're adding everything to the pot, please make sure that your fire is on low. I'm gonna add some sazon líquido ranchero. You can find this also in your Latin supermarket, but if you do not want to use this, you could definitely add sofrito. I don't have no sofrito. I have to make some more sofrito, but yeah, you could use this one or you could use the sofrito. It's all good. I'm adding like a rice spoon amount. I don't know if I'm making any sense right now. You know what I mean. Come on, you're watching the video. Add 1 teaspoon of chicken flavored bouillon. I hope I'm saying that right because I always get that word twisted. Or if you have one of those big chicken cubes, you want to make sure you add half. Just taste it as you go. And if you feel that you want to add more, then you add more. A half of an onion. You could use any onion you have on hand. I only have mini peppers, so that's why I cut one up and I threw one in there, but you could add any pepper of your choice. I'm going to be using pink beans for this recipe, but you could use any beans that you have in your pantry. Could be pinto, could be Roman, any beans that you have. Another thing, do not throw away the can. We're gonna add 2 cans of water when this comes together. You're gonna wanna add some ground oregano. Now, I love oregano. I say this in all of my videos. It's my favorite spice. So add as little as much as you want. Sometimes I go a little overboard because, like I said, I love me some oregano. Over here, I have some frozen cilantro. Yes, I freeze my cilantro for it to last longer. But if you have fresh in your refrigerator, you can add it as well. And I'm adding a little bit. It's frozen. It looks funny. But yeah, it's going to come together. Don't worry. I'm going to add a little bit of the jarred garlic. Yeah, I really hate using those garlic, but when push comes to shove, I have to use it. But if you got fresh garlic, use fresh, use about a clove, or if you have garlic powder, add garlic powder. I am gonna add 2 cans of water. You could put 1.5. The reason why I put 2 cans is because I like a lot of the sauce from the beans. I highly recommend 2 cans. But if you want to do 1.5, you could do 1.5. I'm sorry if you hear an alarm outside. I don't know what is going on, but it ain't my business. But here is the potatoes. And I'm not gonna lie also, because I don't like to lie in my videos. I like to keep it straightforward. I did overcook these potatoes a little bit longer than 4 minutes. That's why I was breaking a little bit apart. Please make sure you do it at least in 4 minutes, okay? It was a little mushy. I ain't even gonna lie. But yes, 4 minutes, and try to make the potatoes a little bigger like I stated earlier. So I already drained the potatoes. I have it put aside, and we're gonna go on and make a picadillo, which is the ground beef for our pastelillos. We're gonna need some ground beef. This is, I believe, 5 pounds. Oh, yes, finally, whatever alarm that was going on turned off, which is great for me. It was really annoying me. But anyhow, I greased up my pan with some Pam, and you want to add the ground beef. I also have this on medium high. So as the ground beef is cooking, I'm gonna cut some peppers. Like I said, I had mini sized peppers, but whatever pepper you have on hand, if you have green, yellow, red, orange, it don't make a difference. Use any peppers of your choice. I am gonna cut them very, very small. I am also gonna add onions. Any onions you have on hand, you can add as little or as much as you want. Okay, so I washed my peppers. I also removed all the seeds, and I'm cutting them very, very small. Now this is optional. I am going to add some fancy pimientos. You do not have to add it, but I'm going to add it because I had a little piece left there and I didn't want it to go to waste or get old. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to use this. Another thing, I wish I could have had at least some green peppers in there, but I was really working with what I had that day in my kitchen. And you know how I am. I work with what I have and I'm going to use it, and that's that. But if you want, add a couple of green peppers, because I'm looking at this video right now and I'm like, shoo, it looks a little plain right now. It's like, I don't know. I wish I could have added like some either Cubanelle peppers or some green peppers. That's just how I think, but I was working with what I had, so it is what it is. I'm gonna start adding rice to the water. Don't even ask me how many cups I did that day. I usually don't measure, I'm gonna be honest with you. I just already know just by looking at it if I have to add more rice, if I gotta take out more water and all that other stuff. I really do gotta measure my rice, for that way I could go and do a separate video on my rice. As you can see, I am going to taste the water to see if I need to add more salt. It's very important that you do that, for that way you can add more salt. And here is the vegetable oil. I'm going to add vegetable oil to my rice. I do that towards the end. Also, if you can see, I am going to taste the sauce of the beans in case I got to add any more chicken powder. Okay, so back to this. Since this ground beef has a lot of fat, I like to make sure I cook my ground beef, and then I will go and drain everything out, and then I'll put it back into the pan and I'll season it. You're gonna see it in this video, but that's the way I do my ground beef depending on the fat of the ground beef. So as you can see, there's a lot of fat, there's a lot of juice, and no, I don't like that. I'm just breaking the meat apart, and next we're gonna go and drain all of that out. Depending on how you like your meat, it's the way you want to do it. If you like it chunky, do it chunky. I like to kind of break my meat apart a little bit, so that's why I'm doing it like this. Also, I'm using this. This is, I think, a mashed potato, masher. I bought that at Dollar Tree, so you can find it there. It really helps break the meat apart. So back to the rice, because you guys know I show you everything in this channel from start to finish. I am gonna form my rice into like a ball. It already dried out. You want to do that, for that way it don't be sticky rice on the sides. I'm gonna also put aluminum foil. This helps it to steam up, more fluffier and faster. Putting the top on. And you want to make sure that you really seal it really good. As you can see what I'm doing with that rag. I'm trying to seal all of the aluminum foil for no air don't come out at all. So at this point, I just finished draining my meat and I'm putting it back into the pan or the skillet. I say things all wrong sometimes. And I'm going to be seasoning this. So right here, I'm going to start adding the potatoes that I had put aside. I started putting a little bit, and then later on you're going to see that I've added more. Some sazon. I added 2 packets. A little bit of garlic. That's depending on how much garlic you like. I like a lot of garlic. the peppers, pimientos, onions, you add as little or as much as you want. But try to add green ones because I don't know. I should have added green peppers. Oregano, add as little or as much as you want. Onion powder, add as little or as much as you want. Adobo with pepper. But whatever seasoning you have, you could put any kind of adobo, seasoned salt, and all that good stuff. Here I am breaking some cilantro that was frozen. If you want to add fresh cilantro, you could. And I'm also going to add vegetable oil just to like moisten up the meat. You can add olive oil if you want. And I'm adding a half of lemon. I'm going to squeeze the juice out of that. And we're going to mix it all together. So we are going to add some recaito. Remember, you can find this at any Latin supermarket. I'm adding 2 spoons of that, 2 tablespoons. Then I'm going to add some ranchero sazon líquido. You could also find this in your Latin supermarket. But if you don't have this, you could definitely add some sofrito, whatever you have on hand. I think I'm doing pretty good doing this voiceover, and this is the first time I'm doing it. So let me know if you want more videos like this. I'm gonna add a little bit more of adobo. Remember, you taste as you go. And the rest of the potatoes. Here I am. I'm gonna demonstrate how it looks close up. Mmm, delicious. I wish I could have added green peppers. I'm still on that. But like I said, I was working with what I had in my house. And also maybe more cilantro. But you make the best of it, you know? Back to my beans, I'm gonna add this ingredient. It's called biha. It's a food coloring. I just wanted to add that to the beans at the last moment because I wanted a little bit more color. By the way, this particular ingredient does not have any flavor. It's just for coloring. You can use it on your rice to make it yellow. You could use it on your stews, your beans. You could use biha for anything. At this point, my beans already have flavor. I am going to remove the onions, cilantro, the peppers, because I want some nice clean beans. I'm also going to cook it on high so it could get a little thicker than this. Now, on this particular day, it was my son's friend's birthday. His name is Javon. So I was making him a cake, nothing fancy, just to, make him feel special, and sing happy birthday. So this is a box cake, and you see me here mixing it up, and he was really happy about that. It's good to make kids feel special. All of my kids' friends love me. Of course they're gonna love me. They eat in my house and everything. Now this was off camera. I just put some corn from a can into a small pot. I added some honey and a little bit of salt, and I'm here warming it up. Add honey to your corn or your peas or your carrots. It is very, very delicious. I forgot to mention this earlier, but once you finish mixing everything up, you want to have this on low flame for it could cook a little bit more, just for all the ingredients could come together. You want to leave it there for a few minutes. And since I cooked it a little longer, I'm going to add the other half of the lime and squeeze out the juice. I'm going to do that towards the end. Right here, I'm going to cut the lettuce and all that good stuff. I mean, it's not important for me to show this part in my videos, but since this is a come cook with me video from start to finish, I like to show you everything that I'm doing. So my beans are already done. Yay! I mean, if you want to make it more thicker than this, you can. I like my beans, you know, not too thick. That's just me. That's my preference. But yeah, to me, the beans are done. It tastes good and all that good stuff. Remember, taste as you go when it comes to beans in case you gotta add any more, ingredients. And yeah, it's done. It's done. So it is time to assemble the pastelillos. I know a lot of people may think that these are empanadas. Well, they are, but Puerto Ricans call it pastelillos. So that's what I'm gonna call them. Right now, I got some sharp cheddar, and I am gonna cut them into slices. This is optional. You do not have to add this to your pastelillos. I did some of them. You're gonna see it right now with cheese inside. Some pastelillos are made with only cheese. It's whatever you and your kids like. If you don't want to add cheese to your pastelillos, that's fine. Also, you do not have to buy the cheese like this where you have to slice them. You could buy it shredded, but I prefer to do this because it won't be all over the place when I'm assembling it. It's whatever you like. And also, you could add some mozzarella cheese, American cheese, whatever type of cheese that you like. I forgot to mention that you could also add raisins. I know it's weird, but trust me, it is very, very good. It's like a blend of sweet and savory. And I'm talking about the meat right here. Yes, you could add raisins if you'd like. I've done it with raisins as well. But like I said, I'm working with what I have in my kitchen. But that's optional. You don't have to add it, but you can. I'm going to be using this. You could buy this in the freezer section in your supermarket. These are discos empanadas and they're already done. You don't have to do it yourself, the dough, but it's optional. It's optional if you want to make your own dough, go ahead. But this is like the easy way to do it. Now, the other one that you just saw don't have no coloring. This one is another type. This one has achote, which gives it a different color, like a more like orangey kind of color. You could get the plain one or you could get this one. It's totally up to you. I haven't assembled the pastelillos, but I have my oil here. I'm gonna add vegetable oil. You can add canola or corn oil to fry your pastelillos. And I'm gonna check up on my rice real quick. I'm mixing it up. You wanna make sure that you do this 5 minutes before the rice is finished. I left my rice cooking for a total of 20 to 25 minutes. And this is the way the rice looks. Yeah, it's falling all over the place. Trying to show you how it looks on camera, but it's all good. I'm gonna clean my kitchen. Back to the pastelillos. I thought I was recording, but I wasn't. But don't worry, you're gonna see me fill them up after these pastelillos. You want to use a fork to make sure that it's very sealed, especially if you're going to add, like, let's say cheese. You don't want the cheese to like ooze out on the sides. So make sure when you do it one side, flip it and then do it the other side just to make sure that it's completely sealed.
Voy a cantar esta canción con mucho cariño de mi corazón a la República Dominicana. La
Also take the plastic that comes in the pack of the empanadas. I'm gonna show you why in a minute. So you want to make sure you fill them out. You want to make sure you add your meat. Don't add too much because then it's going to be difficult to close it up. But you don't want to also be cheap and add a little bit either, you know? Here I'm adding the cheese. I'm closing it up. And as you can see that I am pressing it. So I want to make sure, like I said, it does not fall apart while I'm frying it. So press. You have to tuck it in, you know, the meat that's coming out, do just that, and then seal it with the fork. Both sides. You want to do it both sides. I could have speeded this up, but I wanted to show you exactly what I'm doing. And here is the reason I told you don't throw away the little plastics, because you're going to want to put this on top of your empanadas or pastelillos, because if you layer them on top of one another without that plastic, trust and believe it will stick together. Okay, and then when you're pulling them apart to go and fry it up, you're gonna have holes all over your pastelillos. So make sure you don't throw those little, plastics away. You can use parchment paper, wax paper, but why do that when it comes with the plastic? I'm just saying. You could also add the cheese first and then the ground beef, whichever works for you. If you want to add the ground beef first and then the cheese on the top, you could do that. I'm also making some cheese one for my son Peanut. He don't really like ground beef, so you could also do it this way too. It's really good just with the cheese. Again, I repeat, please put the plastic when you're gonna layer it on top, but that way it does not stick together. So now it's time to fry the pastelillos. You wanna make sure you have this like on medium low. You don't wanna also put it too high because then it's gonna burn too fast. You don't want that. So try to make sure it's like, not low but not high either, in between. Now you could flip them over with just a fork, but this is another way you could do it. For that way you could turn it over, you don't have no problem. You want to make sure they're nice and golden. Also, if you feel like it's not cooking like towards the bottom of the pastelillos, you could stand them up like I'm doing right here, just to make sure they cook on both sides, but also at the bottom part of the pastelillos. When they're done, make sure that you have like a bowl with some paper towels, and make sure you stand them up. That way, you know, you could take out some of the grease from the pastelillos and you won't have no greasy pastelillos or empanadas or whatever you want to call them. You know what I mean. And also be careful because whoop, it fell. It could be a little tricky when you go and pick them up with the fork. Or you could use tongs. Whatever you have in your kitchen. And these are the way it looks. As you can see, I have them like in a bowl and I have them standing up. I'm also doing these pastelillos now. These are the ones with the achote. So the cake that I did earlier just cooled down. I'm just gonna add frosting. I thought I had sprinkles, but I didn't. So it was just like I said, a plain cake, but he was happy. And my kids was happy too because they got to eat cake. And this is the plate. The pastelillos, nice and golden, not burnt. Those pastelillos was so good. You guys really gotta make this recipe. The salad. I like to add my dressing later on so it don't get soggy. Avocado. I like to add a little bit of tahini on top. Corn. The beans. Oh, you don't understand. the white rice. Just a beautiful, beautiful plate. Very nice and tasty. Oh yeah, you know I had to sample that and show you guys on camera. No, those pastelillos was everything. I'm editing this video right now and I wish I could just take that piece right now and eat it right now. Oh yes, and so cheesy. Very, very delicious. I really do hope that you try everything on this plate. It was simple, but it was delicious. Now, I did some more the next following day because I had a lot of ground beef left. So this is from the second day. So I made some of that one and the other one that is like a little orangey, the achote one. My kids did not mind. They ate so much pastelillos like you wouldn't even believe. And I am frying them here. Also, I made it simple. The next following day, I just had it with white rice, pork and beans, zapatillos, and avocado. And there they are, nice and fried, both of them. I only showed you how the plain one looks. I didn't get to show you the achote one, so you get to see it here. So I really do hope that you enjoyed this video. Please take care. God bless. Share, like, and subscribe. I'm trying to reach 20K by the ending of this year. So please recommend my channel to your friends and your loved ones. And that's about it. Take care. God bless. Please be safe. And I will see you in the next video. Bye. No.